from the odd in Buffalo. It's the Hartford Whalers and Buffalo Sabres. The Hartford Whalers, Sean Burke, 20 games so far, a 4.51 goals against average, a 6-10-1 record. For the Buffalo Sabres, starting in net, is being relieved on Sunday night of past against the New Jersey Devils. Darren Pupa will get the call. 17 games, a 3.49 goals against average, and a 7-4-4 mark on the season. Our Delta Airlines officials: Bill McCreary, the referee; Pierre Shampoo and Dan Schachke, the linesman. Delta Airlines, the official airlines of the Buffalo Sabres. Here we go, folks. This is meeting number 3 of the regular season series between these two clubs. The Sabres with a record of 11-13-5, 27 points. They are 8 points behind the Quebec Nordiques with a game in hand. The battle for the third place continues. The Whalers, as we had mentioned in the pregame show, 500 in the last 10 games. They are 8-18-1. They're coming off a 6-2 victory on Wednesday night over the Ottawa Senators. Out on the ice, Rob Ray controlling it left wing. Both teams going with a bumping lineup to start things off in this first period. You just joined us. Nice to have you with us on this cold and snowy evening here in Buffalo, Western New York. Wayne Presley on the right side, centering it out in front. Donnelly keeping it in. Shot went wide. Rebound is Presley. Checked into the boards by Zalapsky. Ray checked by Jensen. So diving Presley. Trying to get it over to Ray. And in to help is Bob Corkum. Right in front, off the glove of Presley. Alan Peterson. Kept in by Donnelly. No score here in the opening minute of this hockey game. Loose puck is picked up. Kiprios for the Whalers. And a hit check by Donnelly, who is teamed up this evening with Peter Svoboda. Donnelly clearing it back out to center. Burke stops it. Shooting it back in. Looking for a shift change here. This line has played well over a minute. Bob Corkum, Wayne Presley, and Rob Ray, who has been relieved now by Brad May. They'll try to get out Dale Howard-Chuck and Scott Thomas as soon as the Sabres get out of their zone. May, as it's poked Weinrich. Corkum can't control. Svoboda passing back over to Donnelly, clearing to the Hartford line. And now the complete changeup out for the Sabres is Thomas along with Howard-Chuck. Join line mate Brad May. No score here in the first period. Weinrich keeping it in. Behind is Verbeek, centering it out in front, and a shot on by Jamie Leach. And Pupa makes a big save. Let's take a look at tonight's scratches. And there are a few of them to report to you for Buffalo. Dave Hannon, Colin Patterson, Tom Draper, and Philippe Boucher. Incidentally, Grant Ledyard was assigned to Rochester this morning and playing with the Amerks. They host the Springfield Indians. For the Hartford Whalers, Frank Pietrangelo out 4 to 6 weeks. Tim Kerr, another knee surgery. Jim Agnew, Randy Ledeseur, Jim McKenzie, and Robert Petrovitsky out of the Hartford lineup tonight. There is the second leading scorer of the National Hockey League, Pat LaFontaine. 1 point ahead, Yari Curry of the Los Angeles Kings. 26 points behind. Guess who? Mario Lemieux. Andrew Castles, former Montreal Canadian, on the line with Jeff Sanderson. And Michael Nylander out there. Paul Holmgren, the coach of the Whalers, juggling his lines. Peterson doing a lot of time on defense. Streaking up as Nylander from the corner. Schmelik couldn't hang on to Nylander, who works that puck, flipping into the corner. Zarley Zalapsky to Jeff Sanderson from the left side of the Sabres net. Tassel working the right point. Nylander back to Peterson. Low shot wide of the Sabres net. Yuri Himmelad, who works with LaFontaine and Alexander Mogilny, trying to turn on the speed, and we're going to have this evening's first penalty coming up against the Whalers. Well, we've seen some pretty good action so far, so let us take this time out. Folks, this is a regional break.
Hartford taking a lot of penalties, John, and they get one early. And now the thing to do is take advantage of it if you're Buffalo.
Working the points, Peter Sloboda, Dale Howard-Chuck, LaFontaine controls, passing it to Sloboda with a shot, tipped by Andreychuk, but that goes wide. LaFontaine controls, Andreychuk working it in front, McGillney's one time, couldn't get through net. LaFontaine to Andreychuk. Sabres on their first power play. LaFontaine off the blade of his stick. McGillney with a shot, and we're going to have another penalty as LaFontaine is leveled in front of the Hartford net. Hard, so hard, his helmet popped off.
Well, it's going 2 minutes for holding, and it's Conrad heading to the penalty box. But the Sabres, good puck control, good movement in the Hartford zone. LaFontaine had moved to the front of the net. Here's the play, and Conroy mugs him in the goal crease. And you see McCreary, who had a good look at that penalty, and he sent Conroy to the box. So 5-on-3 for Buffalo. 1:30 left in the penalty to Huda.
This is a Jim Doyle Ford power play. And our contestant this evening, Sal Cinderella of Buffalo. Face off right side of the Hartford net. Howard-Chuck and Sloboda. Pairing off top of the slot. Howard-Chuck firing at the LaFontaine. Hit the goal post. And the puck is cleared by Murray Craven. Two-man advantage for the Sabres here in the opening minutes of this first period. Sloboda. Passing down along the boards, LaFontaine. Teaming up with Andreychuk. Sloboda can't keep it in, and time ticks away. Huda's penalty, 57 seconds left. For Conroy, 1:24. Howard-Chuck, top of the slot. Sloboda slapping it off the glove of Burke. Howard-Chuck from the right point. Working it into the corner is McGillney. Back to Howard-Chuck. Passing it rink right to left. He scores! That's LaFontaine, and the Sabres on the scoreboard early with a two-man advantage.
And a beautiful passing play as Howard-Chuck spots LaFontaine on the off wing, and the Sabres like to work this play. And LaFontaine one-times it by Burke, who had no chance. And the Sabres capitalize. Here's the nice play by Howard-Chuck as he made the play on Peterson, faked the shot, then slid it across to LaFontaine. Buffalo working the puck around very well. Right there's the fake. And the shot coming in by Sean Burke, who had no chance. Boy, a beautiful setup by Buffalo. And the Sabres take the 1-0 lead. Still a minute remaining in Conroy's penalty.
21st goal of the season for LaFontaine, and we never mentioned the power play goals for the Sabres captain. That is power play goal number 8. Let's keep our eyes on number 25, Dave Andreychuk, who leads the league in power play goals with 17. The Sabres continue on with that man advantage. Gina Ferrara is our next contestant in the Jim Doyle Ford power play. Sal Cinderella of Buffalo, a winner tonight. And we'll tell you in just a couple of moments what you will receive, Sal, as Randy Wood stops, sets up for Himmelev. Couldn't get the full throttle on that shot, and that is cleared by the Whalers. 15 minutes and 5 seconds left to play here in period 1. 1-0 Buffalo.
LaFontaine scores his 21st from Howard-Chuck and McGillney. 4:07. The Sabres enjoying a two-man advantage.
5 seconds left on the penalty to Conroy. Sweeney to Sutton. Shot is blocked by Craven. Sutton another chance. Blocked by Peterson. Big defenseman tonight for the Whalers, who are back to full strength. Sutton out of his own zone, up to center, letting it go. Patrick Poulin. Pass intended for Verbeek. Conroy, who escapes from the penalty box, shoots it into the corner. Verbeek covered by Sutton to the right side of Pupa. Nylander popped off the puck by Mogilny, and it is cleared by the Sabres. Good effort by Alexander Mogilny. Conroy. Nylander couldn't hang on. May tipping it to Sloboda, turning on the speed in his own zone. Now through center, crisscrossing with May. Sloboda with the shoot in. Burke met by May, and a bouncing puck Picked up by Thomas. Svoboda keeping it in. Poulin. Rink wide to Nylander. Covered by Schmelik. Stolen by Howardchuk. Burke using the boards. Cleared by Amy Leach, and then tossed back in by Svoboda. 1-0 Buffalo.
See, the Sabres in the early going here have Hartford always backtracking. Hartford always going back into their own zone. And, boy, that's how you win hockey games.
Amy Leach, who joined the Hartford Whalers a while ago from the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Whalers are caught for offside. There's a youngster who's earning some credit there with the Whalers.
He scored his first career hat trick against the Boston Bruins. At 20 points in the last 21 games. He's only 20 years old. And they're looking for big things from him in the future. A second-round draft choice. He played his junior hockey in Swift Current. Scored 62 goals his last year of junior hockey.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The same Jeff Sanderson, I think we scored last year for the Whalers. He rides his stick after a goal. Follow the old style. We'll keep our eye on that. I think we watched the game last year. We were doing a game in Hartford.
I know Ty Downey does it.
Keep our eyes peeled on number 8 if he can score tonight. Tiger Williams did it too. Play down to the Buffalo corner. Adam Berg from the left point. Intercepted by Bodger. Mogilny from the right wing, trailing is LaFontaine. Really looking for the moves. Burke hanging on. That's the best he can do. Jensen works it to the line. We'll have a whistle here with 12 minutes and 37 seconds left here in this first period. The score, Buffalo 1, Hartford 0. We will just inside the Sabres zone.
You know, Buffalo, of course, scoring first in this game. Pat LaFontaine on the power play. Hartford 2 men short. But when you take penalties early like that, boy, it takes you sometimes a half a period or more to get some momentum going. And it appears that's what's happening to Hartford. They have 1 shot on goal. Buffalo with 5.
Checking line out again for the Sabres, led by Bob Corkin, Wayne Presley, and Rob Ray. Donnelly trying to set up Corkin in front of the Whalers net. Harry Yates taking Corkin down on his knees. Solapsky covering Ray. Yates clearing through center and down into the Sabres corner. Gonna have a Whalers icing call here.
And the Sabres starting strong. And we talked about Hartford taking penalties. Now, it's one thing that, okay, you know they're going to take a lot of penalties, but when they do, you must take advantage of it. And the Sabres did that early in the game. As we look at Rob Ray, who 88 penalty minutes in 17 games versus Hartford.
Trying to tell me he doesn't like the Whalers?
Could be. Buffalo, though, making a line change, and Sweeney steps on with Wood and Andrechuk. Murray Craven, the leading scorer for the Hartford Whalers. 14 goals, 14 assists for 28 points and +4. Not too many plus players on Hartford, but Craven is one of them.
Yep. Face off right side of the Whalers net. Dave Andrechuk out with Sweeney. Svoboda's low shot just to the left side of the Whalers net.
Now that puck came around to Verbeek, John. He's got to make the play on that. I mean, the winger, he wasn't under any pressure. He just missed the play. Bounced off the board, but he's got to come up with that.
Centering puck is intercepted by Svoboda. Randy Wood, the player to compliment the line of Andrechuk and Sweeney. To receive the nice pass from Andrechuk, and the Sabres score. Bob Sweeney.
Bob Sweeney's 10th goal of the year, and this is a beauty. Sweeney has really picked up his game in the last 3 games, but what Sweeney doesn't give up on this play is Andrechuk puts it through. He fights off Weinrich, and that's a poor play by the Hartford defenseman. He must be stronger on Sweeney than he was. Look at this. Sweeney gets position, has the puck go off his stick, and Burke cannot control it or kick it away from Sweeney, and Sweeney taps it into an open net, and the Sabres go ahead by 2-0. 2 poor plays. Poor play by the defenseman Weinrich, and that was not a good play by Sean Burke, the goaltender. He's got to get that puck away from the front of the net. Well, the puck bounced up a little bit, but that's no excuse.
After going scoreless in 9 games, Bob Sweeney back on the charts. Now points in the last 4 games. A couple of big goals this week for a former Boston Bruin. Svoboda, who is seeing plenty of ice time tonight for the Sabres. Sutton, his defensive partner, passing it to Himmelad, but it is poked in by Andrew Castles. 2-0 our score, Buffalo. Himmelad, weak wide pass intercepted by Castle, tipping it in front to Sanderson. Couldn't get the positioning. Seems a check from Himmelad. Nylander digs it out from the boards. Castle's drop pass to Sanderson. Shot blocked by Pupa, and the rebound, a diving Svoboda clearing it from center, but immediately shot back in by Doug Huda. Ken Sutton out at center, flicking it to the left side of the Whalers' net. Big check by LaFontaine. Oh, that was a beauty on Huda. Gillis using the boards into the corner. Leach can't hang on. Cunningworth the same, and McGillney looks for acceleration into his own zone. He's got an open space. Lead pass intended for Howard-Chuck, picked up by Peterson. What a pop by LaFontaine. Go back and take a look at that one, Jim.
Now, Zarley Zalapsky, that was a lazy play by the Hartford defenseman. He picked the puck up inside the blue line, and instead of skating, he just stood there. Here's a terrific check by LaFontaine as he catches Doug Huda behind the net. LaFontaine cruising in.
Good audio on that.
Sending Huda for a ride.
And a good Buffalo morning to you.
You know, sometimes, though, in a game like this, you don't want to wake Hartford up either. So, you know, sometimes if on a big check like that, it suddenly wakes up a hockey club. They've been sleeping here for the first 10 minutes.
Got a shot of Alan Peterson, former Boston Bruin, for the time of the Minnesota North Stars. He did not play in the first 2 games against the Sabres.
Well, he's played the last 16 games after not dressing for the first 11 games.
Teamed up with Zalapsky. Cunningworth jams at it, kept in by Donnelly. Zalapsky will try the other side.
Now, there's a good play by Donnelly. That was a strong pinch from the right point position. Donnelly moved in and kept the puck in the corner.
Mike Ramsey returned it across the Whalers line. Wood after it. Loose puck, Bob Sweeney, who has scored this evening. Sabres with a 2-0 lead here in the first period as we have crossed the halfway mark. Andrechuk backs at Donnelly's low shot, gloved by Burke. And with the side of Randy Wood there, Burke wisely held on. We're going to take this time out. 2-0 Buffalo tonight from the Odd.
Good Neighbors Chevrolet Geo dealers, proud sponsors of Sabres hockey, bring you the Chevy Truck Hat Trick. Chevy scores! 93 Chevy S10s, full-size pickups, S-Blazers, Astro vans. Chevy scores! This year's lineup will be tough to beat. Chevy scores! All with dealer discounts to make Chevy trucks the official vehicle of your home team. Chevy wins! Drive home a winner from your Good Neighbors Chevrolet Geo dealer. 1993 Chevy trucks, tougher than a slap shot.
Seems the hand is quicker than the eye. Speaking of quickness, when you're looking up a name, address, or number, you want to find it fast and easy. No eye strain on my white pages with bigger, easier to read print and only 3 columns to a page. Not a crowd of 4 like those other guys. Alphabetical thumb guides make for an easy scan. Full names are still individually listed, and I was the first to include zip codes. I'm the talking phone book. So go ahead and use me. Everyone else does.
Buffalo Sabres leading 2-0. Goals by Pat LaFontaine from Howard-Chuck and McGillney. And Bob Sweeney scores his 10th from Dave Andrechuk and Randy Wood.
Howard-Chuck out now with Thomas and May. Eric Weinrich tipping it out. Center, Verbeek looking for control, and his backhand finds the puck behind the Sabres net. Hoopa redirects. Scott Thomas, who scored his NHL goal on Wednesday night, shares that one forever. Number 1, and Howard-Chuck looked to set him up again. down on his knees. I'm sure he'll have more opportunities than when he plays with a guy like Dale Hawerchuk.
Yeah, I like that line. Hawerchuk at center with Scott Thomas on the right side and Brad May on the left side. Thomas made a nice play coming out of the zone. I've talked before, when the puck comes around the boards to a winger, the first thing he does is get control of it and then make the play. And just moments ago, Thomas did exactly that. There you see his statistics from Rochester, and he will be my guest in the first intermission.
Included in those statistics, Jim, 6 power play goals, 3 games first goals, which are pretty important, and a couple of shorthandeds to boot.
Paul Holmgren behind that Hartford bench, having not too much to work with on this club. He wants it to be a tough team, but they don't score many goals. And matter of fact, only Ottawa and San Jose have scored less goals than Hartford.
Some bumping going on with Kyprios, couldn't make the connection, so he bit most of the inboard behind Koopa.
Well, this is a tough line for Hartford. They some real physical players out there, and Janssens and Yak.
Gord Donnelly with a good job of clearing that puck, but it's shot back in by the Whalers. Sabres with a 2-0 lead here in period 1, 8:32 remaining. Janssens leaving it for Kyprios, who is met by Ramsey. Donnelly covering Janssens, trying to poke that puck back into play. Terry Yates covered by Corkum, and Presley cleared.
Now there's a good play by Corkum. That's what you call taking the body and eliminating a player. And Corkum did it. The Sabres picked up the puck and moved out of the zone. That's what the Sabres haven't done consistently, and it's cost them. But they're starting to do it.
Change up for the Sabres. LaFontaine along with Himmelab. And out steps Mogilny. Skate into the play momentarily. There's a centering puck. Sutton keeps it in. LaFontaine's backhand to the right side. Himmelab couldn't get the rebound. Nylander out of his own zone. Swoboda after it. Sutton covering up for his defensive partner, Mogilny. That's by Castles, and Peterson drills it back in. Peter Swoboda. Himmelab at the line. Mogilny, full head of steam, has to wait for LaFontaine to get back on sides. Gloved by Burke, but will have an onside called against the Sabres.
Is that an aluminum stick? Couldn't tell.
Not sure.
You better get their money back on that one if it is. Gary Himmelab playing up with LaFontaine and Mogilny. Here's that opportunity in front of the net as LaFontaine takes a backhand shot, but good reaction by the Sabres at the blue line. Hartford just not quick enough to clear the puck, and the Sabres kept it in for a scoring chance. Buffalo with 10 shots on goal and Hartford with 2.
Jim, with the 2 new teams awarded by the National Hockey League yesterday, we're speaking of Miami and Anaheim. It looks that there is more glitter coming in to the NHL, joining the cities such as New York and Chicago, and now with Miami and Anaheim, joining Los Angeles. I'm sure they'll realign the divisions, but you know what, Jim? Still going to have to play Hartford 9 times.
Well, I think it's great for the league, and I'm happy to see it happening. Particularly when you have 2 high-profile ownerships like that.
I think they'll have a couple of young players from the Mighty Ducks for the Disney team. Maybe they'll use their uniforms. We'll have an icing call against the Sabres. Stops things with 6 minutes and 23 seconds left here in this first period. Pat Verbeek, who leads the way in penalty minutes, and I'm sure they want more goal production from him, Jim.
Well, you look at his stats from last year, John. He fell to 22 goals, 35 assists, 57 points. The year before that, he had 43 goals and 82 points. Named the 11th captain in the history of the Hartford Whalers, but yes, they definitely need more offensive production from Verbeek, but you know, you wonder, he's been around for a number of years. He plays a real physical game, and he may be wearing down. He's not a very big guy. And Verbeek only 8 goals, 16 assists this year.
Daguda's low shot stopped by Pupa. Rebound out in front and hold things. They're going to have a holding call issued by Bill McCreary. And It's Dale Howard-Chuck for the Whalers. Opportunity to work with a man advantage. Those are not season's greetings from Dale Howard-Chuck to Bill McCreary, incidentally.
He was arguing all the way from the faceoff circle over to the penalty box. But that never does you any good. Let's see it on the replay as he grabbed a hold of the Hartford player in front of the net. It wasn't much of a hold, but it was enough to gain the interest of Bill McCreary, and there's Howard-Chuck in the box. Hartford this season on the power play last in the NHL, 11.6%, and that's rather surprising when you have a guy like Zalapsky at the point. You've got some pretty good offensive players up front like Verbeek, Murray Craven, although Craven's parked back at the point position.
0 for 4 on Wednesday night against the Senators. Corkum setting up a short-handed situation. Swabuna's shot, stopped by Burke. Rebound was Presley, but Burke with 2 key saves.
Again, John, a poor play by Zalapsky inside the blue line. And boy, we've seen a lot of that lately. Swoboda has done it a couple times for Buffalo, and that time Zalapsky did it.
Zalapsky from the right point. Back to Craven. Zalapsky blocked by Corkum, and he just pushes it out to center. Presley across the line. Works some time off Dale Howard-Chuck penalty. Now with a minute 19 left. And Mike Ramsey really get long behind the Whalers' net. There's the score, 2-0 Buffalo. Pat LaFontaine and Bob Sweeney, the goal scorers. Craven with the shoot in, and Bodger had it poked by Castles. Schmelik trying to get a piece of it. Verbeek powering his way. Stopped by Craven. He lost sight of it, and Schmelik comes in along with Sweeney. Drop pass to Himmelab. He scores! Yuri Himmelab. Short-handed goal number 10 for the Sabres on this season. Himmelab is happy.
What a great play by Schmelik coming out of the Buffalo zone. He did everything. Picked up the loose puck, skated down the ice, and made the right pass. Here's the play up along the boards as Craven loses it, and here comes Schmelik. Now Schmelik, this is a 3-on-1 for the Sabres. You see Sweeney up to the left, and there's the slap shot after the drop pass by Himmelab, and the Sabres go ahead 3-0. And Hartford just looks horrible here in the first period. That's very, very poor hockey. Burke had no chance at all, but Schmelik made a great play from one end of the ice to the other.
Yuri Himmelab with his 3rd goal of the season. And a short-handed goal for the Sabres, who again lead the NHL in that category. Now 10 short-handed goals, and Himmelab, who sat out 10 games, just back into the lineup at the beginning of the week.
Yuri Himmelab scores his 3rd goal of the season, short-handed. Richard Schmelik, the only assist at 14:55. For the Sabres with a power play goal, a short-handed goal, and an even strength goal, leading at 3-0, out shooting Hartford 13-4.
Well, we have some action down on the ice surface. I'd like to talk and congratulate on behalf of the Niagara Frontier Sports Production crew, Steve Rossi, the Sabres Public Relations Director, and wife Allison, new baby girl, into their world on Tuesday around 2 o'clock. Kirsten Elizabeth, 5 pounds, 9 ounces. Congratulations, Steve Rossi and wife Allison. We'll be back.
Giving it all you've got, no matter what your abilities, no matter.
Welcome back, John Gertler and Jim Lorenz. 3-0 Buffalo. An even strength power play and a shorthand goal so far. Ramsey.
Now, so far,
the line.
John, so far in this first period, this is an embarrassment the way Hartford is playing.
Kiprios looked for Zalapsky, but it comes out, and Dale Howard-Chuck, who gets in the penalty box, trying to tackle to at least cover Burke. He didn't know where to pass it to. We're going to have a delay of game penalty issued on goaltender Sean Burke. You want to call him a fullback, a scat back, or goalback?
Women's Niagara Falls Convention Center. The NHL's superstars have super skills, and you can watch the Sabres try to match them at the Odd Monday, December 28th at 7.
As he came out to play the loose puck, held on, and McCreary decided to make it a delay of game. Howard-Chuck was all over the Hartford goaltender. He's vigorously arguing this with McCreary, saying, what am I supposed to do with it? Somebody is right on top of me. So we have another power play for Buffalo. They lead at 3-0 on goals by LaFontaine, Sweeney, and Himmelev.
What do you do in a case like that? Tackle him or try to poke the puck out of his glove? He's in an area that's free play. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that was called. What's the goalie supposed to do?
Puck went over the glass and into the crowd after Bodger had it from the slot area.
Buffalo on this power play with Andreychuk, LaFontaine, and Mogilny up front. Bodger and Howardchuk on the points. Sabres scored the opening goal of the game when they had a 2-man advantage. That was LaFontaine scoring his 21st.
Cappy Polina, our next contestant on the Jim Doyle Ford power play.
You know, John, the Sabres are just overwhelming Hartford in this opening period, though. Hartford just cannot keep up with the speed of the Sabres.
Zalapsky clearing it. Bodger will set things up from behind Pupa. Howardchuk getting some coverage by Murray Craven. LaFontaine comes in with a little bit of a pick. Mogilny top of the slot. Back to Bodger. Craven covers. Back to Howardchuk's low shot. Burt got a piece of it. I think it caught him by surprise.
He was looking for a harder shot from Howardchuk. Howardchuk didn't really get good wood on the shot. And I think the change of pace fooled Burt.
Andreychuk finds Mogilny, who lets it go. Howardchuk back to Bodger. Flicking it deep into the Hartford corner. Nice keep in by Bodger. Andreychuk stretches for it. Jansen's clearing it over the glass and into the crowd. 3:06 left to play here in period 1. 3-0 our score, Buffalo. And they started the home-and-home series, the rubber match tomorrow night at the Civic Center in Hartford.
As a look at Mark Jansen, the leading Whaler in penalty minutes. He came over from the Minnesota North Stars in a trade, began his career with the New York Rangers. Sabres 14 shots on goal, Hartford with 4. And it's Sweeney, Himmelev, and Wood up front for Buffalo.
To the right side of the Hartford net. Henrich covered by Himmelev. Jansen's covering Sweeney. Swoboda couldn't keep it in, so the Sabres are forced to regroup back down in their own zone. Ken Sutton starting things off. Out to the line. His defense partner Swoboda. Beautiful lead pass to Wood, who took a wicked slash despite the fact that he went offside. Hold on, Bill McCreary is going to issue that to Terry Yake. Randy Wood turning on the speed right at the Whalers line, and then on a slash from Terry Yake. So another 2-man advantage for the Sabres coming up here. Watch Wood right in the middle of your screen. And Yake right after the whistle gets a piece of the face shield of Randy Wood, but also that right arm. Cringe of the pain, and Terry Yake sits alongside Jamie Leach, who is serving that minor assess to Sean Burke. Cheer up, folks. Offensive explosion tonight for the Sabres as they lead it 3-0, and from this faceoff they'll have the 2-man advantage. Himmelev tips it. Burke again out of his net and will cover up. Part of a goaltending tandem, Frank Pietrangelo, who will be out 4 to 6 weeks due to a fractured bone under his right kneecap. That's a strange injury. Burke performing in his 21st game. Corey D'Alessio has been called up from the Springfield Indians and is the backup goaltender this evening. Peter Swoboda top of the slot. Back to Howardchuk, who works it left. Himmelev back to Swoboda. Two-man advantage for the Sabres here in the first period. Himalev, who has scored this evening, pushing in front to Sweeney. It's blocked by Peterson and cleared by Craven. Hoopa way out of his net. 5 seconds left in the two-man advantage for the Sabres. Howardchuk racing to the line. Left wing pass to Wood. Couldn't fire it, but keeps it down to the right side and behind now the Whalers net. Himalev to Wood. Back to Himalev. Whalers shy just a man now for the next minute and 17 seconds. Wood blasting it. Burke with the rebound. And Leach clears. 1:08 left in the call to Terrier. 3-0 our score, Buffalo. Himalev lets it go. Puck is drilled by Weinrich. Back to the left side of Hoopa, who sets it up for Bodger. Dave Andrechuk. Nice pass to Pat LaFontaine. Skating it up Burke. He scores! Pat LaFontaine. Goal 2 on the evening. It's 4-0 Buffalo. Watch this playmaking by the Sabres. Dave Andrechuk. And LaFontaine in full stride. And that backhand pays dividends on Burke, who has been caught a couple of times from his stick side. LaFontaine with his second goal of the evening. And mark number 22 on the year. Another power play goal for Pat LaFontaine. Congratulations to Ann Polina, another winner on the Jim Doyle Ford power play contest. Special auto service, tickets for 2, dinner. Getting those prizes from Jim Doyle Ford. 3330 Delaware Ave. Under a minute to play here in this first period. Sabres with a 4-0 lead. Doug Huda with another pop from LaFontaine, who is relieved by Bob Corkin. Andrechuk letting it go back out at center. Huda drilling it back in. It's a funny bounce against the boards, but an offside call is issued by linesman Dan Shackney. LaFontaine with his second of the evening. On the power play from Dave Andrechuk and Doug Bodger. Time of the goal at 18:33. 4-0 Buffalo. Shots on goal 16-4 in favor of the Sabres.
Please go to the security office. Michael Rizzo.
There's not much you can do except fold your arms. In the center, Paul Holmgren. 1-5-0 against the Sabres. Here in the odd. Relieved of his duties from the Philadelphia Flyers back on December 4th last year. Likely close out the period. Like it started with the checking line, headed by Bob Corkum, Rob Ray, and Wayne Presley. Heinrich passing along the way to Kyprios, flicking it to the left side of the Sabres net. Jansen racing for it. Popped by Sutton, and the puck is cleared. Icing is waved off. 13 seconds left. The time remaining in the upper right-hand portion of your screen. Oh, Rob Ray with a good check. Maybe we should say check from behind. He got wrapped up. Mark Jansen's. Nothing ignites from there. 61 penalty minutes for Rob Ray going into this evening's game. And keep your eye on number 32. A colorful character for the Sabres. Just diving on the top with Mark Jansen. That line remains out there. And inside the Whalers line, Huda. The Burt. Along to Leach, using the boards to get into the Sabres zone, but the Sabres end the period with a big 4-0 lead over the Whalers. Couple of power play goals, a shorthanded goal, and an even strength to boot. Coming up in our first period intermission, Jim Lorenz will talk with Scott Thomas after one from the Odd in Buffalo as our coverage continues tonight. Of goals this evening. We've got 2 power plays, a shorthand, and an even strength goal in this 4-0 game for the Buffalo Sabres. Have faced 4 Hartford shots, 16 for the Sabres. They powered their way again to a 4-0 lead. Look at this record. The Whalers 37, 67, and 16 since that trade. It saw Ron Francis and Will Samuelson go to the Pittsburgh Penguins. All downhill from there and over to the side of Pittsburgh to Stanley Cup. We had talked about in the pregame portion of our show, John Cullen traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just couldn't fill the shoes of Ron Francis. Didn't have the style or personality to do as such, and that's not the type of pressure that you want to put on a guy like that who originally was part of the Buffalo Sabres organization. Bill McCreary will get things ready for period number 2. And we're starting with the checking line again of Bob Corkum along with Rob Ray and Presley. Poked and gloved by Corkum, but returned by Janssens. Donnelly looking for control, taking Kyprios across the line. Janssens shooting it in. Terry Yake working it back over to Doug Kuda, who was popped hard by LaFontaine in the first period.
Well, you can expect Hartford to come out a little stronger here in the second period. Boy, they can't play any worse than they did in the opening 20 minutes. A penalty coming up, 2 minutes for holding to Rob Ray as the second period gets underway.
You hear the note from Rob Ray. You got to get where you can see it. Without any other choice words to boot.
Now Hartford sending out Verbeek, Sanderson, and Castles up front. And Zalapsky and Craven on the point. Trying to get back in this game, trailing it by 4-0 and playing about as poorly as an NHL team can play in the opening 20 minutes. They wouldn't want to have been in their dressing room, John, between during that intermission. Because if he blasted them, they deserved every bit of it. And that was embarrassing the way they played.
Played 34 seconds of this second period. Ray goes to the box. Whalers' second power play attempt of the evening. Zalapsky keeping it in. Play is turned back by Bodger, so the Whalers will regroup. Sweeney looking for a little shorthanded opportunity. Getting down to the Whalers zone. Himalev keeping the Whalers at bay. Zalapsky will work it up to his own line. Out at center, Craven. Top of the slot. Intercepted by Himalev and cleared back out.
There you see the play. Buffalo just lined up inside the line. Hartford has to shoot the puck in. Just like that.
Sanderson from the corner, working it to Verbeek. Craven accepting the pass, and Zalapsky will team up with Craven. From the corner as Andrew Castles gets a check from Bodger, but the loose puck obtained by Zalapsky. Castles back in front, a shot wide and over the glass and into the crowd by Sanderson. 57 seconds left in the call to Rob Ray.
Well, Sanderson taking the shot from the angle, but Buffalo reacted well to it and deflected it up over top of the glass. We talked about Sanderson earlier, one of the bright young players on this Hartford team. He had 31 points last year, 13 goals, 18 assists. And he's going to have many more points and goals than that this season.
Sure. He's having a good year. 12 goals so far. Just about ready to eclipse his production from last year, goal-wise.
Buffalo with one shorthanded goal here tonight. That by Himalev back in the first period. 57 seconds left in Rob Ray's penalty.
Face-off left side of the Sabres net. Weinrich controls. Patrick Poulin back to Weinrich from the slot. Adam Burke this time to the left corner. Behind Nylander. Back to Poulin. Intercepted by Ramsey and cleared.
Good play by Peter Swoboda. You see how he forced the play, and that caused the turnover inside the Buffalo zone. The forwards do not like to be hurried like that, so a good play by Swoboda.
Crossing the line is Terry Yake. In pursuit is Ramsey. Covered up by Swoboda. Heinrich can't keep it in. Presley after it. Corkum is relieved by LaFontaine with 15 seconds left and the penalty to Rob Ray. Score 4-0 Buffalo in the opening minutes of period number 2. Patrick Poulin Passing to Adam Burt. Terry Luke trying to save it. Rob Ray steps out of the ice and jumps right into the play. Back to full strength. Whalers stand 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Ray kicking it to LaFontaine, backing up right in on Burt. What a play. Sutton and Bodger. Shooting it back in. Himmler to Mogilny. From behind the net, Mogilny centering it in front for LaFontaine, but he couldn't get there in time. Himmler is hit hard down into the Whalers' corner and slow in getting up.
Now he had a run-in with Adam Burt in the corner, and Himmler is still down in the ice and now getting to his skates. Here's that play by LaFontaine as Rob Ray kicks him the puck. And this is what you call having courage.
Wow.
Going backwards to the net. You know you're going to get hit. What a magnificent effort by Pat LaFontaine. He knew that he wasn't able to turn around, so he tried to back it in. Boy, that's a great shot of LaFontaine coming in. And look at Burt. The goaltender staying right with him. Good concentration by the Hartford goaltender. But LaFontaine looking for the hat trick, but is turned aside.
Just got out of that check in time. LaFontaine, pretty good statistics in 29 games against the Whalers. And he'll get a breather, and it appears that Himmler is okay. Trainer Jim Pizzatelli taking a look. He got hit just inside the upper part of the helmet. Kept in by Bodger. Low shot. High and wide. Sutton keeping it to the right point. Howard Chuck letting it go to May. Double team effort. Kyprios manages to work it to Leach. Slap shot off the skate of Bodger, and Leach goes crashing into the boards. Centering puck, nobody's there. Scott Thomas controls for the Sabres. Finding it open. Brad May skating in his Dale Howard Chuck. Burke with the save. Huda. Lead pass. Off to Jamie Leach. Checked by Schmeling. Shot on by Kyprios. Kubu the save.
That was Scott Thomas who jumped in front and made a great defensive play.
Brad May passing to Ramsey, who flicks it to the left side of the Whalers net. Cunningworth intercepted by Howard Chuck. Burke poking it, and here come the Whalers. Breaking out at center is Murray Craven, trying to thread the needle. Verbeek following in. A bouncing puck controlled by Dave Andrechuk, who has Howard Chuck with him at left. Randy Wood a little bit too much ahead of the play. This is a regional break, second period action. You're watching Gertler along with Jim Lorenz. Second period action from the Odd in Buffalo. Perfect evening for those of you at home just to cuddle up. And that's the Sabres and the Whalers.
Now don't do too much cuddling. Not while the hockey game is on.
Against the law, is it? Svoboda and Donnelly from the eye of the net. Whalers trying to put some pressure on. Sweeney, who has scored this evening across the Whalers' nine. Drop pass. Svoboda's shot. Burke. Another big save. Randy Cunningworth with his Svoboda. Puck is jarred, and Zalapski skates through center, crossing the line with Verbeek and Craven. Verbeek.
We got Svoboda and Cunningworth almost getting in a fight back inside the Hartford blue line.
Meanwhile, Randy Wood and Adam Burt wrestle down to the ice, and Burt puts his glove right in the face of Randy Wood. And the play is called. Bill McCreary right there.
Now Adam Burt roughing up Randy Wood and is going to the penalty box. Now here's Wood coming across the line, and Burt knocks him down here and then starts shoving his head into the ice right here. And he's gone. 2 minutes for roughing. That could have been about a 4 or 6 minutes penalty there, folks.
Have yourself a glove pie while you're at it, Randy Wood.
Well, we mentioned Hartford, a very aggressive club. They average about 29 penalty minutes per game, which is the second most in the NHL. And that's, as far as I'm concerned, just a silly penalty. When your team is down 4-0, that proves nothing.
Fifth power play opportunity coming up for the Sabres. The stat you read in the upper left-hand portion of your screen, 2 for 4 tonight, and responsible for the power plays.
Both goals by Pat LaFontaine on the power play. Sabres also with a shorthanded goal. 18 shots on goal, and 5 for Hartford.
Howard Chuck shooting it in. Zalapsky covered by LaFontaine. Craven couldn't handle. LaFontaine meeting Andrechuk, who works the left point. LaFontaine to Mogilny. Back to LaFontaine. Bodger, top of the slot. Burke with the save.
Well, Andrechuk sort of looked up into the heavens. He just didn't get to the front of the net in time. Or maybe he was hoping that Bodger would give him an extra second to get position in front of the net, but Burke had a clear look at that shot drifting in from the center of the ice.
1:36 left in the call. Goes to Adam Burke. A little special note on Pat LaFontaine's skates. These are brand new skates, and you see the threading along the skates to the side there, Jim. That's called the Presley stitch. They sent those skates to Chicago, where Wayne Presley designed that stitch while with the Chicago Blackhawks. So the skates would not break down. So you see these guys are involved in different businesses. Mogilny shot, scores! Woo! What a goal!
Alexander Mogilny with a hat trick against the Boston Bruins. Just zips a wrist shot on the stick side of Sean Burke. Buffalo gets a break there. You see the puck go off of Zalapsky's stick, and the Sabres gain possession, and look at that shot. But Sean Burke's got to come out of the net more than that. Look where Burke is, as he doesn't move out at all to challenge Mogilny. And I think, I'm not going to defend Burke, but I think with the Buffalo power play, they pass the puck so well and so much. I think that he's looking for Mogilny to pass the puck in that situation and didn't challenge him, and it cost him a goal. Sabres just roaring around here tonight at the odd, leading 5-0 with their third power play goal of the evening.
Sabres opened this series in Hartford with a 5-2 victory, and then back on the 13th of November. Treated the Whalers by a score of 8-2.
Power play goal at 6:05.
5-0 our score. Himmeldev working it out of the corner. Sweeney in to help. Wood will get a glove pie in the face from Adam Burke. Cost his team a goal, and the play comes back out to center. Conroy working across the line. Cunningworth with a shot high over the crossbar. Leach intended for Gillis. Cunningworth checked by Conley as Gillis is checked by Ramsey, and Gillis took a freewheel kick on the Mike Ramsey, and that's going to cost the Whalers another penalty. When we come back, we'll tell you about it. 5-0 Buffalo, second period.
You know that here's a penalty that is assessed to Gillis as he cuffs Mike Ramsey and is sent off. But Gillis is one of 3 Whalers with over 1,000 penalty minutes. Verbeek and Ladouceur are the others. But the Sabres, Mogilny scoring on the power play. His 21st to make it 5-0.
Centering pass by Mogilny. Andrechuk. Howard Chuck shot hit the goalpost left side of Burt. Burt will clear.
Andrechuk picking up an assist on that goal by Mogilny. Howard Chuck an assist. Andrechuk with 3 helpers here tonight.
let it go to the left side, and Burke wasn't going to take any chances.
Well, this is just a mismatch here tonight at the odd. The Sabres are just swarming around the ice. Whalers cannot keep up to them. LaFontaine has been doing what he wants to do out there. 2 power play goals. He is 21st and 22nd. Centering for Mogilny and Andreychuk on this power play.
Section 19, row 8, seat 3.
These two teams will meet again tomorrow night back in Hartford. And the Sabres then move into Boston for a game Tuesday night against the Bruins.
From the left side of the Whalers net, Zalapski. Castles couldn't hang on. LaFontaine couldn't fire it. Kept in by Howardchuk. Svoboda back to LaFontaine. 1:15 left in the penalty to Paul Gillis. 5-0 our score, Buffalo. Nice pass by Svoboda to Howardchuk. Mogilny checked by Peterson. Has to sneak through. Zalapski getting some pressure from LaFontaine, and Castles clears for the Whalers. Howardchuk to Mogilny, crossing the line, waiting for LaFontaine to get into position. LaFontaine from the corner. Andreychuk worked it in front. Mogilny couldn't get there on the bouncing puck. Kept in by Howardchuk, and Burke comes out to cover it up.
See how Howardchuk was looking back to the point and then quickly whipped the puck across to the front of the net as he tried to surprise the Whalers. Here's LaFontaine now. He'll feed it back into Andreychuk. And watch Andreychuk. He's sort of looking to LaFontaine or back toward the point and crossed everyone up and tried to give it to Mogilny. Dale Howardchuk with a couple of assists here tonight for the Sabres. Just dominating Hartford. 21 shots on goal for Buffalo, 5 for the Hartford Whalers.
He's won so far for the Whalers, and we're just a minute 30 away from the halfway mark of this second period. Pupa getting some help from Sutton. Himelev returns it. Sweeney gets checked by Verbeek. Jensen pokes the puck. Conroy intercepted by Bodger. 8 seconds left in the Sabres power play opportunity. Himelev, left wing pass over to Bob Sweeney. He's taken down. Crashing into the end boards. Whalers are back to full strength as Wood gets another high stick in the face, and he's down. Play continues. Huda comes in. Shot wide by Verbeek. Randy Wood back up on his skates, still at center ice. Bob Sweeney without his helmet. And now joins the line with Sweeney and Himelev. Sweeney working it in front. Wood couldn't get the lumber on it, and Verbeek controls.
That was a good defensive play by Gillis as he picked up Randy Wood in the slot and covered him well.
Sabres changing up on the fly. Howardchuk, May, and Thomas out. Pass intended for Thomas by May. Andrew Castles for the Whalers. Puck is gloved by Pupa. Thomas lets it go back out to center. 5-0 our score. Buffalo, second period. Weinrich backhands it to the line to Nylander. Top of the slot. Flash by Sanderson. Save Pupa. Jeff Sanderson and Adam Burke. Back to Nylander. Checked by Schmelik. Castles. I think he'd go for Sanderson, but May is there. Poking into the corner. Howardchuk. Back to May. Good shift here for the Whalers.
There's a textbook example by Brad May of how to handle the puck along the boards. Well, he made about 3 great plays back behind the net.
Dale Howardchuk, top of the slot. Schmeling shot, tipped by May wide. Rebound Howardchuk. Action continues. Centering puck, Howardchuk, stopped by Burke. There's Howardchuk again. Rebound May. He's covered by Castles. Loose puck, goes into the goal! Second effort by the Sabres.
John, Brad May did it in the Buffalo end of the rink, and he came down and did it in the Hartford end. This is just sensational hockey by Brad May. and the puck goes to the front of the net. Look at Scott Thomas tying up one guy. Brad May will not be denied, and finally backhands the puck into the net. That was a sensational effort by Brad May, and I appreciate what he did in the Buffalo zone as well as scoring a goal against Sean Burke. I'll tell you, what a shift Brad May had.
Brad May with his 9th goal of the season, and the Sabres out to a 6-0 lead. We've just crossed the halfway mark of this second period. Puck flying over the glass and into the crowd, stopping things, and guaranteed, Jim Lorenz, you'll see a lot of this line out tonight. Bob Corkin, Ray, and Wayne Presley.
Well, Dale Hawerchuk picks up 1 assist, and Richard Schmelik picks up the other. Hawerchuk with 3 assists here tonight, Andrechuk with 3 assists.
Jansen's across the line. Svoboda keeping it with a pass to Corkin. Sabres breaking out to center. Presley is right. Ray trailing in from Corkin. Turning on the speed. Centering it out in front, and Burke will cover up. 8 minutes and 44 seconds left to play into this second period. The Sabres with a 6-0 lead.
Let's have a look at tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Reed's Jewelers. Who are the only 2 NHL players who have their numbers retired by more than one team? Boy, we're getting some good trivia quizzes here lately.
We'll pick things back up to the left side of the Whalers net. 25 shots on goal for the Sabres. The Whalers with 6. Dale Hawerchuk from the draw. Blast by Donnelly. That is blocked by Daniel Poulin. Thomas redirects to May, who is checked by Craven. Donnelly with it. Huda hip checks Thomas, who is slow in getting up. Icing called against the Whalers. Let us take this timeout. Second period action from the Odd in Buffalo. $50 million franchise fee, $25 million of which will go to Bruce McNall, the Los Angeles Kings, for invading their territory. There's May's shot to the left side. Kept in by Donnelly. Hawerchuk trying to pass it out in front. Picked up. Huda. Patrick Poulin alongside Craven. Centering pass off the stick of Hawerchuk for Donnelly.
Well, there's a nice defensive play by Hawerchuk as he picked up the Buffalo defenseman's position after the Sabres had pinched in at the far blue line, and Hawerchuk made a nice defensive play in front of his own net.
Svoboda with control of the puck. Up to Thomas. Waits at the line. Hawerchuk with the backhand across. Craven. Wait as the Sabres involved in somewhat of a shift change. Now May goes over to the line along with Hawerchuk, so out steps LaFontaine, Himmelev, and Mogilny. 6-0 our score, Buffalo, here in the second period. Poulin couldn't control. Shot off the boards by Sutton with Conroy. Will shoot it in for the Whalers. Mike Ramsey up to Himmelev. Intercepted by Weinrich. Nick Kypreos top the slot, wide of the Sabres net. Ramsey intercepted by Terriega. Centering pass for Kypreos. Burke comes in. Pupa with the save on the help of Mike Ramsey. And the Sabres break out with Yuri Himmelev into the Whalers zone. LaFontaine coming into the picture. Himmelev.
Well, now you see Hartford guilty of, I mean, they've been guilty of it all night, but there's a prime example of not eliminating the player, not taking him out of the play. And they allowed Himmelev to dance around in the zone.
Mike Ramsey teaming up with Ken Sutton. Cleared back out to center. LaFontaine looking to steal from Weinrich. Sets up Yuri Himmelev. Back to Ken Sutton. Centering it out. Bodger shooting it. Burke with a save. Rebound jumps out in front. Himmelev takes a shot at it, but Burke finds wins the glove, and now we've got some pushing and shove. Alexander McGillney, Sutton jumps in, and LaFontaine comes flying in as well. The frustrated Whalers.
McGillney got roughed up a little bit and went back at his check with a cross check, and that's what started all this. Sutton raced in from his point position.
Well, how about the flying LaFontaine?
And LaFontaine as well. And they don't want him involved in anything like this. They prefer him not to be, but it's hard to keep him down.
Well, we've got a squirming Whaler, that and Nick Kiprios. And LaFontaine is being restrained by Pierre Champoux, one of the linesmen this evening.
Now, Kiprios, no stranger to penalty boxes.
And the crowd that is on hand here at the Odd making a lot of noise.
Now, you knew that
chance in the back. We won, Ray.
You knew this was going to happen before the night was over. And we may see more of this. These two teams playing back-to-back. Now, here's the play. And watch in front, though. I mean, Hartford just doesn't take anybody out of the play again. They allow Buffalo to get a few whacks at the puck. And here comes the puck back to the point. Now, the puck is loose, and right here, the Sabres start whacking away at it. There's Himmelad, Mogilny, and here Weinreich bumps Mogilny, and Mogilny cross-checked him back, and that's what started it all.
So the two top goal scorers into the penalty box for the Sabres. Let's try to listen in here.
Kiprios. And Buffalo penalty to number 16, Pat LaFontaine.
Here's tonight's trivia quiz again, brought to you by Reed's Jewelers, who are the only two NHL players to have their numbers retired by more than one team. And the answer, Gordie Howe by Detroit and Hartford, and Bobby Hull by Chicago and Winnipeg. Two of the all-time great players.
Great ones.
The time, 13:45.
Let's try to decipher things, Jim. What's been assessed by Bill McCreary.
Now we've got Mogilny 2 minutes for cross-checking, LaFontaine 2 minutes for roughing, and Kiprios 2 minutes for roughing. So a power play for Hartford as they trail it by 6-0. We'll update you the scoring here in the second. Mogilny scored at 6:05, his 21st of the season on the power play from Dave Andrechuk and Dale Hawerchuk. Brad May at 10:49 with his 9th of the year from Hawerchuk and Schmelik. A 3-point night. All assists for Hawerchuk, and Andrechuk with 3 assists here tonight.
The captain of the Hartford Whalers, Pat Verbeek, leads the way for the power play. Third tonight for the Whalers. Solapsky staging things from behind in pursuit of Corkum. Got to put the fisheye on here at the ice surface tonight. See what's going on. Only with the play, but behind as well. 6-0 our score. Buffalo here in the second half of the second period. Craven, top of the slot. Zalewski, save Pupa. Another save of a shot by Sanderson. Dug out from the boards. Bodger. And it's flashed by Corkum back out to center. Andrew Castles, line pass to Zalewski, checked by Presley. Schmelik clears it back down. 1:10 left in the penalty to LaFontaine. Craven from center. Castles at it for a short time. Zalewski, Sanderson, Craven setting it up for Zalewski, scores. Whalers on the board.
Now that puck, I believe, was tipped in by Pat Verbeek. One thing Zalewski does well is shoot the puck. Now he has a cannon from the point. And watch how quickly he fires this. A one-timer, and I believe Verbeek is going to get credit for this goal. We'll wait for the announcement. But he's ready to shoot that puck all the way, and it was tipped by Darren Pupa And Hartford on the board. Buffalo 6-1. Maybe that hit the Buffalo defenseman's stick, but it certainly was deflected.
Well, you're right, Jim. It was hit by Verbeek. He tipped it in.
Now Pat Verbeek scoring on the power play. That is Verbeek's 9th goal of the season.
You know, you really impressed me. I mean, here you wear the bifocals and the heavy-duty glasses, and you don't wear them during the game, and you saw Verbeek tip it in.
I couldn't see with the bifocals on. That's what took him off.
We're at least 150 feet. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why do I bump into doors all the time?
I just don't know. Your long range is superb. Heard the cheers from the crowd here at the Odd. Rob Ray is out on the ice with Bob Corkum and Wayne Presley. Whalers on the board. Terry Yake across the line. Picked up by Randy Cunneyworth. In front. Send it for Jansen. But here comes Rob Ray. His blast off the blocker of Burke. Ray again with the rebound. Shot wide. Presley gets the remnants of Ray's second shot. Wayne Presley centering it out in front. Ray couldn't get into position, and now Randy Cunneyworth and Rob Ray going to have a little to do.
Now Cunneyworth was getting the initial penalty on this as he roughed up Ray in front of the net, and Rob Ray said, well, enough of that. And he bounced him back and then dropped his gloves. Randy Cunneyworth, a feisty player, of course, started his career with the Buffalo Sabres.
6-1 our score. Buffalo second period. Stick with us.
On the board on the power play, Verbeek scoring his 9th from Zalapsky and Craven at 14:57.
While we were in commercial, Jim, Rob Ray and Randy Cunneyworth were having a few words together. Long distance conversation in between the off-ice officials. Well, something we haven't seen this evening in this game, 4-on-4. Yuri Hemela passing to Mike Ramsey. Sutton rink wide to Sweeney. Working it right across Bob Sweeney. Good defensive play by Peterson. And a teammate of the Boston Bruins. Ramsey checked by Craven with the right side of the Whalers net. Centering puck. Poked by Peterson. Zalapsky with his backhand finds Sanderson. Out at center is Craven. Zalapsky from the right point. Checked by Himmelad. Puck is jarred.
That's what you call a hit. You saw Himmelad hit Zalapsky and gain possession of the puck. And that's marked down as a hit. When you hit someone, take them out of the play, and your team gets possession.
Pat Verbeek scored the Whalers' goal. Covered by Bodger. Smellick finding LaFontaine, crisscrossing with McGillney. Two speedsters out of the penalty box. McGillney off the blade of his stick. Weinrich out to center. 2:42 left here in the second period. 6-1 our score, Buffalo. McGillney lose the check by Verbeek. Bodger up to LaFontaine at the line. McGillney awaits at the Whalers blue line. Draw pass. Smellick. LaFontaine is being held by Weinrich. In front is McGillney. Oh, Burke with a beautiful save. What a setup by LaFontaine. And the Sabres and Whalers back to full strength. Now steps Rob Ray and Randy Cunneyworth. Watch out. Ray checks Cunneyworth. Centering puck in front. LaFontaine has got it. Peter Svoboda drop pass to LaFontaine. May going to the net. Couldn't get there in time for the tip. Donnelly from the right point. May centering it out in front. Off the stick of LaFontaine. Regains control. Back to May. His shot stopped by Burke. Rebound is poked along the boards. Donnelly takes a blast. Burke with another save, and Cunneyworth works it back to Burke, who will stop things with 1:26 remaining in this second period.
Oh, Burke, he still doesn't want to give the puck up. Oh, what a dominating performance by the Buffalo Sabres. Look at this poor checking. Hartford skating by people. They are just playing a horrible game tonight. Brad May had about 2 good scoring chances in the last 30 seconds. Here's this hit by Rob Ray on Cunneyworth. And that was a dandy. The Sabres broke out of the zone, and they end up with this kind of scoring chance. That one got tangled up in the skates of Rob Ray, but the Sabres just not being touched by the Hartford Whalers in the Hartford zone, and that's why the Sabres have had so many good chances. They have 33 shots on goal, the Whalers with 9.
Sweat is just pouring out of that helmet of Sean Burke. Brad May and Del Howard-Chuck along with Scott Thomas out for the Sabres. This is cleared by Zalapsky. I think, Jim, this is one of the best games so far this year for Brad May, and unfortunately he's a little slow in getting up back down behind the play in front of the Whalers net.
Well, that one shift was a highlight film when he worked the puck in the Buffalo corner. The play went down the other end of the rink, and he did a great job in front of the net and ended up scoring a goal. We'll have a look at that in the second intermission. A high sticking penalty coming up to Zalapsky.
That again, an infraction well behind the play.
2 minutes for high sticking.
So the Sabres will close out this second period with a man advantage, or if they connect.
Zalapsky, the top scoring defenseman last season for Hartford with 57 points. He scored 20 goals. Now he's our new cameraman.
Is that Chuck Telesco? At least that shot that we're seeing is in focus.
There's Sabertooth. Boy, he's
man of many colors. Chuck Telesco. There's Chuck.
Oh, there he is. So give me that camera back. Where did the Sabre come from? There's a Sabertooth.
We'll have to make sure that he gets all the angles.
Last minute of play in this period.
Sabres are 3 for 6 on the power play tonight. Opportunity number 7, under a minute to play here in this second period. Sabres leading it by a score of 6-1. Peter Svoboda into the corner to Scott Thomas. Back to Svoboda. Thomas. Nice pass to Bodger off his skate blade, however, and it's cleared by Craven. Sabres American Hockey League franchise, the Rochester Americans, playing the Whalers AHL team tonight. Springfield and now Thomas for the Weinrich. And Thomas has dropped his gloves. Going with Nick Kypreos. Scott Thomas letting them fly with one of the tough men, Nick Kypreos. And the linesman in. Thomas wants some more.
Well, Thomas got upset at Weinrich. Weinrich pulled Thomas across the blue line to cause the offside. Thomas went at Weinrich, and Kypreos got involved. And Thomas, he's not going to back down, and that's, you know, when you're a rookie in the league, whether you win fights or lose fights, when other players see you drop your gloves, they're going to think twice about trying to rough you up in a corner. And you don't have to worry about Scott Thomas dropping his gloves. Here's the play I was talking about. Look at Weinrich, just had a hold of Scott Thomas, pulled him across the line, and watch Kypreos. Here he comes to the right, and away they go.
Well, the other night, Scott Thomas scores his first NHL goal and his first NHL fight.
And Buffalo penalty number 21, Scott Thomas. Each
picked a pretty good opponent, Nick Kypreos.
Now they each get five minutes for fighting and a 10-minute misconduct.
In a 10-minute misconduct. The time 19:37.
I'm not sure John Muckler
trying to explain that to Don Lever.
Well, why the 10 minutes? I'm sure is what they're questioning. Certainly the 5 minutes, but
we will resume just outside the Whalers line. Just to remind you that the Sabres on the power play. Howard-Chuck skating through center, shooting it into the corner. Weinrich for the Whalers. Time will run out here at center ice with the Sabres going to the dressing room with a 6-1 lead over the Whalers. And Darren Pupa a little sleepy tonight. Not much work, but some good saves. Tonight in our second period intermission, we're going to have the Hunt Hockey Journal. The coverage continues tonight from the Odd in Buffalo. Pat LaFontaine along with left wing Dave Andrechuk and right wing Alexander Mogilny. Situation we only see right now in special situations. As the lines reworked at the start of the week when the Sabres played the Quebec Nordiques, and Yuri Himalev joined the line of LaFontaine and Mogilny. Bodger through center to get things underway. LaFontaine is heavily covered, couldn't get the shot away. Andrechuk passing it behind the net to LaFontaine. 22 seconds left in the power play. Get things rolling here in the third period. Andrechuk passing it nicely to Howardchuk. Back to Andrechuk. Drop pass to LaFontaine. Sabres working a clinic now with the man advantage for the next 5 seconds. Andrechuk back to LaFontaine. Looking for an opening. They score! Mogilny!
Alexander Mogilny scores his second of the night on the power play, and the Sabres were looking for Mogilny throughout the start of this power play. And watch what LaFontaine does to give him some extra time right here. LaFontaine holds onto the puck, holds on, goes around the defenseman, that was Peterson, and fires the puck perfectly across to Alexander Mogilny. This is a great play by LaFontaine. And look at Mogilny, who is actually standing behind the goal line with his stick in a position to score.
You can't draw it any better than that.
No, they've been trying to do this all evening, and it finally works.
7-1 our score.
Only after a great play by LaFontaine. That was a superb puck handling play in front of the net.
The opening minute of this third period. Himalev met by Gillis. Sweeney keeping control of the puck, jarring his way, putting Leach. Then on the ice, Ramsey from the left point to Wood, stick handling. Back to Sutton, low shot, gloved by Burt, and with a couple of Sabres around, he will hang on to it.
Now we have Gillis and Mike Ramsey bumping into each other outside the Buffalo blue line, or outside the Hartford blue line.
That's a feud that's gone on for years.
Yeah, they go way back to, Chris Gillis played for many seasons with the Quebec Nordiques. 8 years with Quebec, to be exact. There's Sean Burke. He has been under pressure all evening. 35 shots on goal. Seven goals have gone in. Sabres scoring early here in the third. 44 seconds. Mogilny, second of the night. 22nd on the power play from Pat LaFontaine and Dave Andrechuk. Andrechuk with 4 points here tonight, 4 assists. Mogilny with 2 goals and an assist, as well as LaFontaine with 2 goals and an assist, and Howardchuk has 3 assists.
Remember back to November 13th. Dave Andrechuk with 4 goals in an 8-2 victory over the Whalers. Ramsey from the left point off the skate blade of Castles. Nylander. Ramsey in pursuit to the right side of the Sabres net. Nylander back to Castles. Working it out in front. Ray is there, covered by Zalapsky. Funny bounce off the glass. Castles leaves it back behind the Sabres net, and the Whalers will have to get a change here. Comes to the line. Ray pokes it out. Weinrich forced back into his own zone. Nylander's pass intercepted by Howardchuk and cleared in by Ray. The Sabres will change him up on the fly. Third period action. Buffalo leading it by a score of 7-1. May stops at center. Got Howardchuk with him at left. Brad May shot. Save Burke. Verbeek checked into the boards by Himalev. Again with control.
Himalev is throwing 2 great checks. The first one was on Burke in the neutral zone. And now he just rubbed out Verbeek.
Brad May with a good check on Adam Burke. Verbeek could not control it. Gord Donnelly is there. Howardchuk intercepted by Patrick Coulin. Centering play intercepted by Donnelly. Finding Himmelab. Crash there with Verbeek and Sloboda. Howard Chuck controls. Flicking it across the line. Another shift change for the Sabres. Randy Wood, Bob Sweeney out. Along with Dave Andrechuk. Control problems, losing a skate edge. Doug Huda. Bodger. Back to Wood with the Randy Wood with the wraparound.
Well, everything's going into the net tonight for the Buffalo Sabres. It has been some time when they have enjoyed a game like this. Randy Wood, 7th of the season. He comes around behind the net. Here's the puck being shot to him by Bodger. And Sean Burke, you got to make the save on this. That puck just goes right between his legs. But Buffalo very alert again, and they have just been a superior, far superior hockey club here tonight. And Randy Wood, who scored his last goal on November the 27th, makes it 8, Buffalo 1, Hartford.
Sabres matching their goal output on the second regular season game against the Whalers. Rob Ray working across the line. Corkum along with Presley complimenting the forwards. Bodger along with Mellick back on defense. Peterson stopped by Schmeling. Burke with the save, cleared by Zalapski. Rob Ray with a wraparound on his skates, that is, and we're going to have a holding call. Another power play coming up for the Sabres. This is a regional break. Third period action on the M.
Jansen's in the penalty box, 2 minutes for holding the stick. Randy Wood scores his 7th of the season to make it 8-1 Buffalo from Doug Bodger at 3:24.
Right off the face-off, forces Burke to use that glove.
Now that was the Buffalo Sabres' 40th shot here tonight. Hartford with 9.
8th power play attempt for the Sabres. They stand 4 for 7 already.
Well, 2 players looking for the hat trick. McGillney with 2, LaFontaine with 2.
Sloboda to LaFontaine. Dave Andrechuk back to LaFontaine. In front, Castles intercept. Clear across the Sabres line. Peter Sloboda racing with McGillney and LaFontaine. The trio is caught for offside.
That was a good play by Craven as LaFontaine was streaking down the right side, and Craven knew that if he didn't cover LaFontaine, the puck was going to come to him. Look at Craven up at the top of the screen. That's a good play. LaFontaine wanted that puck, but he was covered so well by Craven. Swoboda saw that and didn't make the pass. The only other thing you can do in that play is shoot it in off the boards.
New angle for you, an end zone shot of the power play. Take a look at it. Howard Chuck, top of the slot. Dave Andrechuk. Peter Sloboda. Pass intended for LaFontaine. Regained control. Sloboda and isolated Dave Andrechuk, faking the shot. Dale Howard Chuck in front of Mogilny, and Burke comes up with a save. One-time shot by Mogilny. And the 41st shot by the Sabres. Inside by Burke. Sloboda, a nice pass to Mogilny off the blade of his stick. Rolled by Cunnyworth. Oh, stopped by Andrechuk in the slot area. Heinrich uses the board and clears the puck back down. Where Darren Kupa leaves it for Dale Howard-Chuck. Continuing to rack up the points. Now within the top 5 of assist leaders in the National Hockey League as Himmelab leaves it for Wood. Checking Himmelab into the boards. Wood into help along with Bob Sweeney. Sutton can't keep it in with 14 seconds left, and the puck goes into the Whalers bench.
Yuri Himalev played a pretty good game tonight. He's a physical player for a European, and he has made a couple of good takeouts, some good stiff body checks. There you see 36 points in 42 games back in the Soviet Union. And that's the book on this guy. He's not a fast skater, but he's very good in the corners and along the boards, and he's showing that tonight. Playing now left wing with Sweeney and Wood. 14 seconds left in the Hartford penalty, and Buffalo leading 8-1.
We get an opportunity. I just saw one of the shots from our broadcast location. Our cameraman Dan Neverth Jr. is dangling from the top here, and maybe we'll get a shot with one of the other cameras just to give you an idea of his positioning. Himalev rink wide over to Wood. Whalers back to full strength. Sanderson redirects Zalapsky. Across the line. Taken off the puck. Sutton tips it back out to center. Peterson and Castle try to get something together. Nylander intercepted by Bodger. Wood skates across the line with Himalev, but the Sabres are caught for offsides. 13-12 left to play, third period. 8-1 our score, Buffalo.
You see how quickly, though, Buffalo turned that play at the blue line on the attack. It was Doug Bodger who intercepted the pass, and with one quick look and a quick pass, the Sabres were going the other way. Here's the play here. Now watch Bodger. Now watch how quickly he moves it up. Look, Hartford, you've got two guys going into the Buffalo zone, and the Sabres are going the opposite direction.
They'll resume just outside the Whalers line. Bob Corcoran winged by Wayne Presley and Rob Ray. Little's leaving it back for Conroy. Watch out. Picked up by Conroy, and we'll have a Whalers icing call here. Let us take this time out. Third period action from the odd in Buffalo.
Join the
I'm going through some changes now.
Just underway, and Wayne Presley labeled the shot onto Burke. And after that drive, a little milling around with Presley and Rob Ray.
Now let's look at this date in Sabres history. December 11th, 1991. Sabres named John Muckler as the new head coach, replacing Rick Dudley, who was fired after a 6-3 loss to St. Louis. John Muckler's record against the Hartford Whalers, and you can chalk up another one here tonight to make it 5-2-2. Buffalo in the lead by 8-1 with 12:51 remaining here in the third period. Hartford with only 9 shots on goal.
Drive by Schmelik blocked in front. Corcoran looking for the rebound. He was tripped by Craven. Confrontation again with Corcoran and Craven. Berg in to control that puck, and he does over the glass and into the crowd.
Now good job by Bob Corcoran along the boards. And the puck ends up in the crowd. Sabres now making a line change. There's a look at Corcoran. So never
cutting him out.
Never have to criticize him for not working hard enough. Corcoran seeing plenty of ice time here tonight, and an opportunity for John Muckler to play some of the guys now who don't get a lot of playing time. We have Donnelly up on right wing with Howard-Chuck and Brad May. Remember Scott Thomas in the penalty box serving the last part of his misconduct. He got into that fight with Kyprios. They each received 5 and 10.
Make by purpose Gord Donnelly.
That's tough shifting around. You know, you play defense and then move up on the wing, but it's always very valuable if the player is able to do that.
Bet. Eric Weinrich passing along to Craven, leading up to Verbeek, who lets it go. Ramsey finding May. He couldn't hang on to it. Jansen's checked along the boards. Verbeek is in there. Pops May's helmet off. Bouncing puck through center and into the Whalers zone. Shift change into effect for the Sabres. Randy Wood, Dave Andrechuk out now, along with Dale Howard-Chuck. Jeff Sanderson, but a two-line pass violation assessed on the Whalers. 11:31 left to play here in period 3. 8-1 our score, Buffalo.
Dave Andrechuk chipping in a bunch of assists tonight. 3 assists for Andrechuk. No, I beg your pardon, 4 assists. Andrechuk with 4 assists here tonight. 22 goals, tied for 5th in the NHL, and of those 22 goals that Andrechuk has scored, 17 have come on the power play.
Boy, 4 goals in the last meeting. He has matched that production with assists so far tonight. Sutton pinching in, but the puck is cleared by Jansen's Swoboda. And a getaway from Terry Yake. Centering pass in front of the Sabres net. Sweeney comes out with Andrechuk at center. Drop pass to Swoboda. Leaving it in front. They score! Dave Andrechuk. What a tip! Oh, this team can do no wrong tonight.
Peter Swoboda has been skating well tonight for Buffalo. He's rushed the puck on a number of occasions, and this time it pays off in a goal as Andrechuk tips the shot by Swoboda high underneath the crossbar. Now here's Swoboda. Look at Andrechuk, always in position, and there's the tip. That's beautifully executed again by Buffalo, but Andrechuk is so good at getting himself in the right position and using his reach.
The short side, no less.
And tipping the puck by Schonberg. And with 11 minutes to go, Hartford making a goaltending change, and I'm sure Schonberg will be happy to sit on that bench. And the rookie who was just recalled,
Corey DeLessio.
Goes into the net.
Here you see his stats in Springfield for the American Hockey League. And a tough night for Schonberg. 43 shots on goal.
Peter Angelo injured for the Hartford Whalers. And DeLessio recalled on Monday.
This
never played in an NHL
first NHL game. Played with the Milwaukee Admirals last year. 4.07 goals against. Went to Cornell. Was with the Vancouver operation for a while. Bob Sweeney. Double teamed off the puck. Doug Huda clearing it back down, and we'll have a race for icing call. Easily tapped by Sutton. As we approach the halfway mark of this third period, the score 9-1 Sabres.
Michael Nylander of the Hartford Whalers, 4th round pick from Stockholm. He had a great tournament in the junior championship. He was named the outstanding forward. 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points in 7 games.
Danny's up to it again. Get a close shot of that faceoff, controlled by Corkum. In the corner is Ray. Huda. Tipped out. Bodger is back. In pursuit is Leach. Gillis keeping it in. Bodger absorbing a check. And the puck cleared by Rob Ray. Jansen. Worked back by Leach. His own line, hit by Ray. Bodger flicking it. Took a shot by Gillis. And we are at the halfway mark of this third period. 9-1 our score, Buffalo. Doug Huda intercepted by Corkum. Just flicked it in front. But DeLessio. Icing has been waved off. Pupa. Using his stick handling abilities. Play is intercepted by Verbeek. Centering pass. Craven in front. Pupa coming down with a save. And Jim Lorenz. That is the first shot on goal by the Whalers in this third period.
10 minutes and 28 seconds into the third period. And Pupa makes a great save. as Craven makes a nice move on Howardchuk in front of the net, but he was in a little too close, and Pupa using his size that time to stack the pads and make the save on Craven.
What do you do in a game like this if you're a goaltender? You don't get a lot of shots. You just dream about them or fake them?
Well, it's a challenge for your concentration. You know, you're a professional, and you're a professional goaltender, and you've got to keep yourself in the game by mentally thinking about it. And it's not easy.
Speaking of professional, 10 players yesterday got together and tried another profession, that in the form of singing and doing a music video. They actually did 2 of them to benefit Children's Hospital. They'll be coming out soon. One of the songs, Buffalo Sabres, off the song of Buffalo Soldier, and Burning Up the Ice. There's a rebound by Verbeek, blocked by none other than Mike Ramsey. We're going to have a penalty coming up against the Sabres. 6th attacker comes out. It's Andrew Castle. Murray Craven checked off the puck by Howardchuk, and Bill McCreary issues a holding call. We'll take this time out tonight on the Empire Sports Network.
Buffalo in the lead, 9-1 with 9:14 remaining here in the 3rd period. Hartford's only goal coming while they had the man advantage, up by Verbeek in the 2nd period.
Jeff Sanderson in the corner. Castles. It's checked by Schmelik. Castles back behind the net. Verbeek. Sanderson shot wide. Craven keeping it in as he skated from the left point. Himmelov attempting to clear. Craven to Zalewski. Shot and block. Point blank range. Bob Sweeney. To the line. Craven. A pass by Castles, who controls now. Into the Buffalo corner. Flicked by Verbeek. 1:12 left in the penalty to Gord Donnelly. Holding the stick with the call. Sanderson back to Castles. Top of the slot. Zalewski couldn't hang on. Manages to keep it onside. Castles to the line to Sanderson. In front for Verbeek. Covered by Himmelov. Bouncing puck top of the slot. Zalewski working at the Castles. Sanderson shot, scores! Another power play goal for the Whalers, and Jeff Sanderson, I guess he doesn't ride his stick anymore.
Well, that's
not the night to do it.
I think Darren Pupa thought that Sanderson was going to pass the puck, and he started to move or lean to his right, and the puck bounces in off him. Now let's watch the goaltender as Sanderson shoots it from the back. See that? Pupa was, I think, more geared to the pass coming to the front of the net, and he wasn't squared well enough to the shooter. Look at him. See how he's turned sideways? And we talk about that. When you turn sideways like that, the puck is going to bounce off you and go in the net often, and it does. Now, if he's square, the puck hits him and falls down in front of him. But he was looking for the pass.
9-2 the score. Patrick Poulin working in front of goaltender Darren Pupa. We've only seen 2 shots in this 3rd period. The second one of which, the goal by Jeff Sanderson. Ramsey takes a heck of a check by Yake. Sutton's popped off the puck. Rob Ray looking for control right at the Whalers line. Bob Sweeney, who is coming from the Sabres bench, relieving Bob Corkin. Leach powering his way in front of the Sabres net. Pupa returns it. Presley flicking it across the line. Dave Andrewchuk, but the Sabres are caught for offside.
Jeff Sanderson scores Hartford's 2nd of the night, his 13th of the season on the power play. Andrew Castles and Zarley Zalewski pick up the assists at 12:01. There's Paul Gillis. We were talking about him earlier, spending 8 years with the Quebec Nordiques. There you see the score of the Buffalo Sabres over Hartford by 9-2. Now there's a 7-goal lead for the Rochester Americans over the Springfield Indians. Springfield, incidentally, the farm club of the Hartford Whalers.
Tough night for the two teams. Randy Wood, Peter Svoboda. Checks into the boards. Paul Gillis controls for the Whalers. 6:38 remaining into this third period. 9-2 our score. Buffalo. Svoboda from the left point. Top of the slot is Dave Andrechuk. Work it back to Donnelly. Andrechuk saves a little face there. Randy Cunningworth. For his line mate to get coordinated. Verbeek has got Craven with him. 2-on-1. Verbeek shot score. Verbeek let her rip. And it's a 9-3 score.
Well, a 2-on-1 break as Craven was going to the net to the left of Verbeek. And Verbeek has an excellent shot, and he beats Pupa. There was a turnover in the neutral zone caused this play. And look at Svoboda. He's talking to the official. And Hartford pick up the puck and go in 2-on-1. And a beautiful hard slap shot by Verbeek makes it 9-3 Buffalo. Now look at Svoboda. He doesn't even react to this.
Score for number 16,
Verbeek loves to shoot the puck high, and wasn't that a nice shot?
Went to the top of the freezer on that one. Third shot on goal by the Whalers in this period. 2 goals. Schmelik. They get to Howard Chuck out at center. Peterson at his own line. Craven back over to Verbeek, lining up with a shot. Ooh, just to the right side of Cooper. Peterson. Moving it back behind the Sabres net. Craven digging it out. Picked up by Schmelik. Nice crisp pass over to Howard Chuck. Crisscrossing now with Brad May. That's poked by Verbeek.
Now, we've hardly seen the LaFontaine line in the last 7 or 8 minutes, and John Muckler just giving them a good rest here tonight and getting some of the other players who don't see a lot of ice time out there on a regular basis.
About ready to see Scott Thomas come back to the ice. He had to serve a 5-minute major and a 10-minute misconduct. Mike Ramsey passing the puck. Rob Ray works with Bob Corkum. Sabres trying to set a 2-on-1. Doug Huda. Good setup check on Ray. Ray trying to pay him back. Terry Yake gets a shot from Himmelad. Here come the Whalers, led by Conroy. Passing over to Sanderson. Drop pass to Kessler. Shot over the glass. And into the upper goals.
Nice play by Mike Ramsey as he saw that Sutton was in a bit of trouble. And Mike Ramsey came over to help his defense partner out. At the other end of the rink, Rob Ray racing in. Watch this play by Huda. See how tight Huda stays to Ray? That's a nice defensive play. He forces at the blue line. And remember, we talked the other night on a 2-on-1, pass the puck early. And Rob Ray held on too long. It gave Huda a chance to get himself positioned, and he makes a fine play. Because every time on a 2-on-1 break, every time you pass the puck, the defenseman has to make an adjustment. And what you're hoping for is that he over-adjusts or under-adjusts, and that's how you create the scoring chances.
I think Doug Huda had one thing on his mind, was checking Rob Ray. Adam Burt trying to fire the puck. Ward Donnelly, who is back on defense, passing it along to Bob Sweeney. Back to Dave Andrechuk at left. Gillis. It's a funny bounce, and Burt will control for the Whalers. 4:17 remaining, third period, 9-3 our score, Buffalo.
Trying to remember, I don't think the Sabres have had a shot on the Hartford goaltender Curry Delicio since he replaced Burt.
Nope, not yet.
He's poor guy playing in his first NHL game. And saying,
come on, guys,
first shot.
Hit me. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
Now the foot shots
speakers on the side
are back in vogue now. Yep. Or the skate shot.
Yep. Rob Ray's backhand. Forces the Whalers behind the net. Good check on by Corkum, jarring the puck. Braves trying to get a piece of that one. He'll come back, and Peterson takes him off, and of course his helmet flies off as well.
Hey, I wouldn't want to play against Rob Ray, Presley, and Bob Corkum. And all three of them are pretty good skaters, and they can get in on you in a hurry, and you know they're going to hit you.
Wayne Presley, who showed some incredible stick-handling abilities on Wednesday night, and Zalapsky takes Rob Ray into the boards. Pushes him off the puck, and then a hit from behind. Pushing and shoving. Now we've got a fight going with Rob Ray and Mark Jansen. Didn't want to have enough time, or what?
Well, Rob Ray's minus his gloves, helmet, and jersey. That's Jansen had a hold of him and let him go and skated right to the penalty box. But Rob Ray stirring things up. Here's how it started. Zalapsky knocks him down. Now watch. Ray's going to get knocked down by a cross-check from behind right here. As Jansen's, or a push, I beg your pardon. And Jansen knows that Ray's going to go back at him. Pulls his jersey off right here. And then heads to the penalty.
You just don't want to dance.
Well, Jansen's, he's another guy that's going to take some penalties, a very aggressive player. He once suffered, though, in a fight in the International Hockey League, a skull fracture and a cerebral concussion. You would think that perhaps that might deter him a little bit, but
it down. I'd hand over the heavyweight belt.
That happened in Salt Lake City.
Scott Thomas back onto the ice after serving that 5-minute major and 10-minute misconduct. We're playing 4 aside here. 3 minutes exactly left in the third period. 9-3 our score. Buffalo. May being checked by Craven. These two teams together tomorrow night at the Civic Center in Hartford.
I don't think we're going to get a chance to see Mogilny or LaFontaine score the hat trick tonight. They haven't been out on the ice for at least 10 minutes. They're not injured, folks. They're just being given a rest by John Muckler.
Verbeek working in all alone. Checked off the puck by Ramsey. Helped by Sutton, who finds Thomas.
Although he may save them for the last shift. That's what he may do.
Keep an eye out for you. Sutton's shot. Alessio coming up with his first NHL save. Shots are 45-13. Our broadcast coverage tomorrow night will be on Fox 29, getting at 7:30. Improving their positioning in the Adams division. We had a game in hand over the third-place Quebec Nordiques at the start of tonight. Big schedule tomorrow in the NHL. Bodger passing along to Presley. Tipped by Conroy. 1:35 left. Terry Yake. Backed up by Poulin's shot. It's blocked by Pupa. Bob Sweeney, who scored one of the 9 goals this evening, coming across the Whaler line, but just by inches, and it's returned by Poulin back into the corner. Both teams are back to full strength. Rob Ray is there, gets hit by Poulin. Creates a flurry. He loses the edge of the skate. Wood finding Svoboda. Checked by Peterson and Rob Ray. Here we go. It's round 2. Jansen's looking for the shirt. Rob Ray and Mark Jansen letting him go. Count the punches, folks. Jansen's changing them up with the right.
Now they're pulling the jersey over Rob Ray's head. Didn't bother Rob Ray that much. He kept firing the right hand. He leans on the ropes.
He's just...
I mean, you get so tired when you fight like that. It just absolutely exhausts you to get into a brawl. and the fans just love it.
A lot of skating tonight for Rob Ray as well.
Standing ovation as Rob Ray makes his way to the dressing room.
Plus remaining of the announced 13,011 here tonight. Pretty much on their way home. And with 57 seconds left, some of the fans may be expecting a return by LaFontaine and McGillney to round things up. I'll hold you to that one, Jim.
Well, it's not going to happen because here comes Corkum, Presley, and Brad May over the boards.
As we had mentioned at the start of tonight's broadcast, the National Hockey League announced this afternoon, as we take a look at LaFontaine and McGillney getting a well-deserved rest, the appointment of a commissioner, former member of the National Basketball Association, Gary Bettman, to join.
Well, now we got Doug Huda challenging Brad May. Watch out here as Kyprios is also talking to Brad May.
Some pointing going on now.
The thing is, as soon as his pucks drop, look out.
Let the crowd
there they
do
go.
the talking.
Here they go.
Now here we go. It's an all-out brawl right now, folks.
Kyprios and Donnelly. And you can see this coming.
This is a heavyweight. Gord Donnelly and Nick Kyprios. They're looking for their balance. Let him go out to center ice. Whoa, Kyprios trying to go with a haymaker. Donnelly wants him back up on his feet. Bill McCreary will have to separate these two if he can. The other linesmen have done and Huda and will come to the aid of Bill McCreary. Now we've got Bob Corkum and Gillis ready to go. Presley and Cunningworth will do a little dancing.
Now these two teams back at it tomorrow night in Hartford.
53 seconds left, and
you can see the lineup.
Time here.
You know, you look at this, and Paul Holmgren puts his fighters on the ice in the last minute. What does that tell you?
Shoving Kyprios into the penalty box.
All kinds of action here tonight, and the fans really enjoying this game as the Sabres blowing out the Hartford Whalers 9-3. And sticks and helmets all over the place.
They got a pretty good assortment of equipment out there. And I guess we're up here. So
what you worry about as a coach, particularly the Sabres ahead by 9-3, is somebody getting a game misconduct and then a suspension. So they're announcing the penalties. Huda gets 5 and 10. Kyprios 5 and 10 and a game. And Gillis 2 minutes for roughing. Brad May incident.
Well, the Whalers had some pretty big scores on them of late. They lost 8-4 to the St. Louis Blues. They beat the San Jose Sharks 7-5, but lost to LA 7-3. And again, they defeated Ottawa Wednesday night 6-2. The Sabres back up 2 straight now. Their record improves to 12-13-5. Come within 6 points of third place Quebec. 23 seconds, finds Sutton at the right point. Wood is in the corner, tipping it to Sweeney, blasting a shot. Alessio makes the save. And with 10 seconds remaining, Mike Ramsey will try to get his club off the ice surface without any further incidents. Scott Thomas tipping it across the line, and the Sabres win it big tonight, 9-3. The rematch tomorrow night in Hartford. 46 shots on goal by the Sabres, 14 by the Whalers. It's a 9-3 final. Let us take a look at our third period scoring summary. Mogilny at the 44-second mark, second of the evening, on the power play from LaFontaine and Andrechuk. Wood, his 7th. Hartford. Sanderson with his 13th. Verbeek with his 10th. Shots on goal, 13-5 in favor of the Sabres. Total shot. We'll pump another one up there, 46-14. It's a 9-3 final tonight, Buffalo over Hartford. Our post-game show will start up right after this timeout.
There's a look at tonight's 3 stars. Mogilny, the 3rd star. LaFontaine, the 2nd. And Dave Andrechuk, the number 1 star of tonight's game, as the Sabres handily defeat the Hartford Whalers by a score of 9-3 tonight. Now it's time for the